This is Teachable Moments with April podcast, and you guessed it, I'm your host, April. If you're a returning listener and a part of the Teachable Moments with April podcast family, welcome back. For those of you who are checking me out for the first time, well, hello and welcome. To everyone listening, look for the teachable moments that are all around you. Enjoy. Good afternoon. This is your host, April of Teachable Moments with April podcast. And today we have Miss Mary, and we're going to discuss, I think the first thing on our agenda to talk about is our postal service, some delays that have occurred. Miss Mary, would you like me to go first, or would you like to go first? Okay, I'll go first. So I'm going to, we've talked about this before, and tried to be very understanding. We realize that there's a lot of things going on these days in every aspect, in every sector of our world and our society, and one of the things that seems to be heavily hit is the postal service. The people that work there, the hardworking people that work there. I believe there were things like with any other job. Miss Mary has a heavy background in hospitals and healthcare. Mine is in nonprofit, special education, and people who are intellectually and physically challenged. So there's a lot of discrepancies, different things that maybe were a little weak, and areas in which now in where we're at with society, it's shedding more of a light on and revealing those things that maybe should have been addressed, and now things are kind of buckling and unraveling as we speak. Okay, so it's been a little bit. So I give it that. Let's focus on the positive first. But we're experiencing it again. So it's been about a week or so, a good week, going into a little bit more, but a week that we haven't received any mail. I buy our stamps online. So a lot of times I go on there and get packages as well. Medicine, whether it be other things, food stuff, supplies for the household. We kind of go to the store as well as order. So anyway, sometime a week, and I went on there, and we have in a service that you guys may or may not know. It's called Informed Delivery. Now I've had Informed Delivery for about a year or more now. Yeah, at least more than that. So that if you don't know what it is, it shows an image of your mail, what you're going to get, as well as it has another portion in which it shows your packages, and it gives your ETA, when you're supposed to get it, just the regular thing with tracking any kind of merchandise that you're going to get packages. So for each day, it'll tell you you're going to have 7 pieces of mail, 8 pieces of mail, so forth and so on. So I hadn't looked in a while. So I got curious, and you forget things, especially me. So I went and looked the other day, and I saw that that we had mail. And they also have a little thing that underneath each image of your mail is a portion where you can check off, I didn't receive it. So that's what I did the other day, but it had already been almost a week. So I went, and they'll tell you to give a projection. Now in the past, so I'm going to give them another chance here. I'm going to say when I first got Informed Mail, which is about a year, possibly 2 years ago, when you contacted them about your mail not being received, I actually got responses, meaning they would call, they would email, or they would actually go ahead and deliver. Let me say it one more again. They would actually deliver the mail. As soon as I clicked, that I did not receive it, it's not my perception, Miss Mary is a witness to this. And we've talked about this, if we didn't already say previously about it being informed mail. Okay, call, email, or someone would actually come, physically come, even if it was at night, and deliver the mail. Informed delivery. Okay, so we fast forward. So I clicked it, and then I was just going to wait. Miss Mary said yesterday, was it yesterday, Miss Mary? She says, you know
yesterday.
Cold. Okay. She's cold, so we're gonna hurry up. So Miss Mary, share what happened when you went to go and pick up the mail.
Oh, yesterday, as April mentioned, she went online and she had told me for Tuesday we had 7 or 8 pieces of mail. Wednesday was 6 or 7. Thursday was 2. And on Friday it was supposed to be 2 more pieces of mail, including a card from my friend that's going through a very psychological problems right now, which I would like to receive. And I finally got up and got dressed, and April went with me, thank God. I went to the post office, walked in, and explained to the young lady that I haven't received any mail for the last week. Is it possible that I could pick up my mail? And she asked me for my ID, which I gave it to her, and she wrote for the longest. I don't know how you could write that much off of a driver's license, but she wrote for the longest. And that's when I turned to April and asked her, did she have her ID? Because last year in December, when we were having problem with the mail, situation with the mail, I had went to go pick up our mail, and they wanted to give me a hard time because my name was not April. So, okay. Then she wanted to know, did I live in an apartment or a house?
Right.
So, I live in a house. Mm-hmm. 2 people, these 2 people live in the house, and we're looking for our mail.
Right.
So, she went in the back, and she stayed maybe 20, 25 minutes.
Right.
And we all outside waiting. There's 2 other ladies came in, and they were waiting too. And then she came back with nothing. And she tells me that my mail was on the truck and the postman person was out.
Mm-hmm.
And if I wanted to get my mail, I would need to get there. No, I said, well, then I guess I have to come back Saturday. She said, well, if you want to get your mail, you have to get here like 8:30 in the morning. Now, I might be a little older and don't understand, and she was much younger. They don't open at 8:30 in the morning. They open at 9 o'clock. So now, how am I supposed to get in there and talk to the post person at 8:30 in the morning? I said, okay, because I was getting a little annoyed, and last year I got into trouble with my neighbor because she worked for the Postal Service, which I apologized to her for. It's not the employee's fault. It's something going on. There was only one person.
It was.
Young person in that whole Postal Service.
And as conversation, I remember Miss Mary, and, just being inquisitive, Miss Mary asked the young lady, of course, greeted her, mm-hmm. and asked about the other people that may be working. Mm-hmm. Had they, retired? We know that one lady, right?
Yeah, older lady. She
that retired from that particular branch, which is our local branch, mm-hmm. For where we get our mail. But she also just conversationally, asking, did they retire? Mm-hmm. Was there anybody else there to help her? Showing concern, because she was basically by herself. And like I said, there was starting to be, it wasn't as crowded. That was something else that Miss Mary, not necessarily to the young lady, but just, rhetorically said, yeah, but usually it's more people here, not just staff-wise, but actual people, customers. Mm-hmm. I don't remember what reception she got from the young lady.
Nothing.
Basically went back there. I understand people are doing the best they can with what they've been given. It it was quite an extensive amount of time that she was back there. The other people started, mostly women. I think there was a male that came in, but I think he left back out and he went probably to his car. And the lady that was directly behind us, I got the strong impression, and she commented after we walked away, after the young lady was telling Miss Mary about coming earlier to actually get there to beat the carrier before he went out, he or she went out, that she was surprised. I think she hadn't got mail either. She says, so the carriers are out. So she had not gotten her mail.
Yeah, it was a common thing, because really the reason why, I guess I would have did like my other neighbor said. He said he's just going to have to, we'll have to wait until they decide to bring it. But prior to this, I had been busy with so many things, and my health is not the best these days. And I hadn't looked at my ledger where I keep a record for yearly of the things that has been done over the year. And then I looked in it and I noticed that I had not paid a water bill since October.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking, what happened?
Right.
I looked in my checkbook. There was nothing written out for them, but usually the ledger is 100%.
Right.
And then I asked April to go online and see what could she find out.
Mm-hmm.
And it found out that my water bill hadn't been sent to me in 2 months.
Exactly.
So then, therefore, after we got the 2 months paid, about 2 or 3 days after that, 2 months and 3 days, the water bill showed up.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if there had been a cutoff notice or anything like that, I do believe the Postal Service need to do a little better for their customers. You know, I know we have an option of paying online.
Mm-hmm.
Some of us is old school. We still like to get the paper through the mail,
mm-hmm.
and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
But we should have choices. I don't want to go online. I should have the choice of getting it through the mail in a timely manner, is all I'm saying. Or did all our rights get signed away by someone and we don't know anything about it?
Now, the thing that, and I'm sure Miss Mary had an issue with it as well, was that we got that, but then I want to say, I don't know if it was combined with that, no, I think it was separate maybe. We got the water bill with those 2 months combined.
Mm-hmm.
Then, after 2 months, and then we got another additional letter. Okay, another additional letter, which was from December, the beginning or mid-December. Okay, this is recently now. And it said something about, it basically was saying about garnishing wages.
Mm-hmm.
It was talking about putting a lien on our home.
Mm-hmm.
It said some other things as well.
Mm-hmm.
We looked at each other after just receiving that bill.
Mm-hmm.
And I contacted the water department via email and inquired about it. I also scanned the document and attached it to my email, to our email inquiry, asking them about putting liens on people's homes, putting wage garnishment, and there were other things that were on
Quite
there.
a few.
They responded right away and they handled it. Okay, the initial one was someone that just said that they were going to pass it down to people who dealt with those kind of inquiries through the mail or email, and someone will contact me, and they did. They were true to their word. They handled it in a very timely manner and very professionally. Not that long after I got that email, we got several other emails saying that that's just something that they automatically do. That's about people once they start to sell their home. That we were basically at the end said that we were safe, or reassured, because I went on to say that we're never late, and this was just something that got past us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, So the reason why we're on here is because Miss Mary suggested it, because I went even further, because once Miss Mary talked to another neighbor, and the one that she's referring to that lives around here, he had mentioned to her more or less that he hadn't got mail in a week as well, or more. I inquired with OIG through the Postal Service, as well as just on their website when they asked for feedback. I got an email, and I'll probably read it. Probably read it later, but it basically went into explain to us what informed delivery meant. Okay. Maybe I'm going to be generous, and I'm going to try to be positive about this and not jump to the conclusion and be negative. Maybe something has changed in informed delivery. Okay, maybe there's some rules and regulations and protocols that have been altered somehow to accommodate whatever is going on. But it was explanatory. And how they explain informed delivery is not what I know it to be and what I've experienced for the past 2 years. They basically said in the email that I will read later, I'm going to leave it to you, but was that's not what I was saying that informed delivery was. We were misinformed. That there are pictures of it for that particular day, but that doesn't mean on that day that's the mail that you are intended to receive, which I am confused by, because why would you have the days, and why in the past for 2 years now that's how it's been handled, whenever and wherever we decide to deliver it. Now that's when I got upset. And that's when Miss Mary said, let's put it on the podcast, because if it's whenever and wherever you feel like delivering it, and that the days that you put on there and those boxes saying you didn't deliver it, what's the whole point of that? Why are you informing me this if you're not going to?
Well, you can look at it. What you've done. And I have important documents to come through. It's the end of the year. It's the beginning of January. There's certain paperwork I need to file. You are holding it. You're holding it. It is time sensitive. Time sensitive. I'm not asking you to come out and bring it to me.
No, I'm not.
I'm willing to drive there to the post office and pick it up. But you can't. I don't think you have the right to just cause me all kinds of problems. I would like to know who represents this area, that we don't have any police presence. We can't get mail. I feel like the asylum seeker is getting more attention than we are, and I feel sorry for them. This is ridiculous.
And just if I hadn't already said, those are very valid points, Miss Mary. I don't know what the answers are. We've tried in the past to find out who represents us, not just about the mail.
Everything. And
what did we get?
Nothing. We don't even have police presence in our area. You see, people do all kinds of stuff because they, as my neighbor put it, he said, because he know ain't no police nowhere around. It's just like we're sitting in the middle of a desert and we are only fending for ourselves. And with the Postal Service, I have been dealing with it all my life. And the only thing I would like for them to say, don't try to treat us like we're invisible. If you are short of staff or whatever the reason why the mail is going today, let me know.
Right.
I'm not invisible. Just let me know. If you don't plan on my packages, I've gotten on time. I have to admit, almost on time.
I give them that. Yeah.
On
props
time.
To that. Yeah.
Right. If you're not going to bring my mail out but once a month or once a week, please tell me this. I don't have to expect you.
Yeah.
If you're going to bottle it all up in 1 month, put it in a cardboard box and bring it here, shove it on the porch. Mm-hmm. Let me know. I'm not invisible. Let me know this is what's happening. I don't even have to discuss it. I can move on with my life, and you can continue doing your excellent job.
Right. I mean, that's something that I think consistently we've been saying all along. We had problems all this along the way. It's that if that's the case, we understand, and just say, due to, like you said, due to shortage of staffing, influx of this,
change of policy.
That's all you have to say, and say, this is what it's going to be now. Guaranteed. If you don't get it on these days, you see it on informed delivery, you don't see it, you don't have informed, guaranteed we're going to get it to you at the end of the week. Work week would be Friday or Saturday. Since they don't deliver on Sunday, guaranteed. Okay, due to the weather we've had all across the basically the states, it's been extreme weather, lots of snow, ice, everything you can possibly think of. We get it, we understand, but okay. Now, this is the thing before I forget, because I forget things, is that when the young lady, no shade to that young lady, said the carriers were out with the mail yesterday, asked me, did we get our mail yesterday? Did we get our mail yesterday?
No.
Okay, that's the answer. No. So wherever that carrier or carriers at, it wasn't at this residency.
No.
So this is what kind of gets me, and it goes back to me being traumatized with AT&T. Please don't lie to me and tell me you did something, or you're going to send something to me, and then where's that? Okay? You went to the back for 20-25 minutes to come back with a lie. I don't know. Maybe she didn't know that the carrier was out doing where and doing what. I don't know. But that mail did not come here. And in those pictures, okay, there were some pieces of mail, a couple. Some of it was junk, and some of it was, like you saying, this is tax season, so people want to file their tax. I'm at a loss here.
I have a lot of what they say, legal things I have to do at the end of the year. That's why I was up in arms last December. And now it's January. They did okay for December, but now January came in, and I'm right back where I started. And I'm getting these explanations, which do sound like a lie to me, because it makes no sense whatsoever. Because you don't matter, Everyone matters. I'm a taxpayer. Without my taxes, how you survive? Please try and be a little more understanding of people that live here and pay taxes and love their community. Okay? Thank you.
All right. Have a great day, Miss Mary.
You too.
Introducing the new Indoor and More collection from Fiskars, designed for the great indoors, from watering to everyday thriving, so you can bring a whole lot of care to your little oasis. Shop the full collection now. All right, welcome back. So I promised everybody that I would share some of the information that I got from the email, from the inquiry that I did through our postal service for our particular area. And this is specifically, it seems like this email is addressing more or less what informed delivery is, ID. So it says, this is in response to your inquiry regarding our informed delivery service, ID. I understand that you are receiving images of your mail. However, the physical mail does not arrive in your mailbox the same day the image is received. Informed Delivery ID is a free and optional notification feature that gives residential and eligible P.O. Box consumers the ability to digitally preview their letter-sized mail and manage their packages scheduled to arrive soon. Informed Delivery benefits the entire household by allowing users to view what is coming to their mailbox whenever and wherever, even while traveling, if you're looking on a computer, a tablet, or mobile device. Now, the USPS, the United States Postal Service, digitally images the front of the letter-sized mail that runs through our automated mail sorting equipment and uses those images to provide digital notifications to users in advance of the delivery of physical mail. It goes on to say, it is important for me to explain that while the information consumers receive in informed delivery is highly accurate, images in the ID email are not guaranteed to be delivered the same day as they appear in the mail. Well, in the email. These are images of mail pieces which are scheduled to arrive soon. Only Priority Mail Express comes with a delivery date guarantee. Mail may arrive several days after you receive the ID email notification. Therefore, we recommend allowing up to a week for delivery before reporting missing mail. Now, see, it's already been a week already. Yeah, okay. With the informed delivery feature, there is an option to report instances where you received an image of a mail piece. However, the physical mail piece has not arrived in your mailbox. Now, this I am aware of because under each, like I said, under each image of each piece of mail, it has a box, and you can say that you did not receive it yet, which is very interesting to me. If this is just imagery, okay, and it's not, let's just think about this for a second logically, and it doesn't guarantee that you're going to get it, why do they have a box there saying that you haven't received it yet, giving you the option to say it's Tuesday, usually around the time my mail carrier comes, I haven't received this mail? Why would it give you an option to check it off if this is not a guarantee? You know what I'm saying? Are you following my thought process here? So you wouldn't have that option there at all because there's no guarantee. This is not what informed delivery is, allegedly. So why would you be given the option to check off you didn't get it if this does not mean that on Tuesday I was supposed to get 7 pieces of mail, okay? You would just have the image of it, like what they're saying in this email explaining what informed delivery is. It wouldn't be that, okay? Because this doesn't guarantee. It's what they're saying in this email thus far. Okay, let me see where I left off. Okay, with the informed delivery feature, there is an option to report instances where you've received an image of a mail piece. However, the physical mail piece has not arrived in your mailbox. Does that make sense to you? So if that's not the mission or the purpose of this, why is there a box there giving you the option of saying that you didn't receive it? And if this is the case also, if this is the business as usual, okay, and there is a known grace period, allegedly a known grace period, of an entire week, why when I filed an inquiry, this was one of the number one things that people would say, I didn't get my mail in 2 or more days, or I didn't get my mail an entire week. Why would that be one of the things or the categories already programmed, already you can choose when you are trying to give feedback or trying to find out? Contact them about your mail delivery. If this is business as usual, if it's normal for you to go an entire week or weeks on end without getting mail, why is this the number one category preset? It's not something that I put in. You could pick it. It's right at the top. The reasons why you are contacting the Postal Service. Can I get a witness? Okay, so let's go further. Users can click the checkbox under the specific image in their dashboard to indicate that a mail piece was not received. Now, I didn't receive any mail for an entire week, so I had to check all of them, okay? Except the day that I checked it off, which was yesterday, so now I got to go back. Or, in a way, why do I even bother? Because it's just a picture and I'm just overreacting. Okay, so this information is routed to the U.S. Postal Inspection Service, USPIS, and or the Office of Inspector General, which is who I also contacted and made an inquiry into them, okay, as well as just my local one. Okay, OIG. For investigative purposes, no additional action is taken. That's what they said. These submissions do not result in any search activity or customer response. Now that's interesting. So why is it available, okay, to the public to do this if there's no actions that need to be taken? No additional action needs to be taken. Why do they make it? See, this is what I'm talking about. Okay, then they said, should you have any other questions regarding this matter, please feel free to contact me and I'll be happy to further assist you. Now, all due respect, okay, all due respect, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. They said, they decided that when I look at the top of this email, your USPS service request, and they give the number for the request, has been resolved. So they consider it to be resolved. Even though there's been an entire week I haven't received any mail, okay, and they've explained to me, okay, what informed delivery is, even though I've had informed delivery between 1.5 to 2 years now. And I've had experiences in which I have gone through the steps that I've gone through now, okay, and certain things have taken place. They have taken place. It did result in actual results, meaning I got my mail, or I got my package, or I got some other type of response, okay? This is what informed delivery was before. Maybe this is what they said with other stuff, the new normal. I don't really know. But this is something for me new, okay? I've had informed delivery, okay? I'm not the only one that has witnessed that at this particular place where we're at now. And when I have reached out to them in the past through informed delivery, contacting OIG, contacting the actual post office that's in my region, in my area, other people also, maybe it's a coincidence, got their mail as well. Okay, so it's not just about me, okay, and me and mine in my household. It's about other people, okay, in the neighborhood, especially older people who get their medication and they get other important documents in the mail, okay? Not a martyr, but I'm not totally just thinking about myself, okay? This isn't just and like I'm saying, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to any of the people that work there, any of the people that work for the Postal Service as a whole. I understand, as a person that's worked, I've never worked at a post office, and I've never held any kind of position there, okay? But I do have empathy for people, everyday people who work, and they service the public, okay? Even though I've never held that type of work, it's a lot of responsibility. Okay, and I understand what it is to be in a place where it's understaffed. Okay, but the thing that I don't like is I don't like people to talk to me as if I don't know what's going on. And I've had some extensive situations and dealings. Okay, I wasn't born yesterday. Okay, definitely wasn't born yesterday. So this is just where I'm at, and I just don't like people to blatantly look at me if it's face to face and lie to my face. It really upsets me. It happens a lot. You would think I'd be used to it, but you know what? I'm not. and I'm imperfect, but yeah, there's something really going wrong with everything. Okay, and I'm very aware of that as well. But there's certain things, it's a certain time of the month, of the year, the beginning of the year. There's certain important documents and different things that need to be, I need to get them. My household, me and mine, need to get our stuff as well as everyone else, and there's something awry here. Okay, and then trying to be professional and trying to go to proper channels, and then the people at the proper channels and the people in certain positions are talking as if I'm, some kind of bumpkin and I don't really know what I'm talking about. Okay, now what I said earlier, perhaps protocols or something has changed and they've done some things that I am unaware of. It won't be the first time, nor will it be the last. I'm going to continue to pray on it. I'm going to try to be patient. We shall see. I'll keep you informed. You were just listening to Teachable Moments with April podcast. I truly hope you enjoyed this episode. We invite you to stay connected with us on our other social media platforms such as TikTok, Pinterest, Instagram, Threads, and YouTube. Also, check us out on our official podcast landing page on podpage.com/Teachable Moments with April to see all our content in one place. You can leave messages and give feedback and more.